Cards, 1-0 win. Give us your first thoughts of the match.
I thought we totally deserved to win, to be honest. I thought the first half was pretty even, not a lot in it. You know, we obviously didn't want to give anything away after Saturday. After that shocking, I was going to say something then, show. You know, we had to react. We changed the shape. We lost Bowen on this afternoon. He'd been ill, so we changed the shape, and you know, we went with something which I thought was bold. And you know, some people might say, oh, you've got 3 centre halves, but you know, when you consider how high James Millardo and Matty Waters were getting, we were brave as we were at Hensford, but I could just feel it coming when we came in at half time. We said, you know, just that little bit more quality, that little bit more, you know, care with a pass, and just get a pass in just to gain a little bit more control. And I felt we did that a little bit. Still more work to do to improve on that, but I felt like endeavour and work rate and will to win was there in abundance today. And as I say, I thought we totally deserved it.
Yeah, I mean, if you got goals for hard work, probably Enoch and Callum Murphy up front would have earned a couple each.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, them two on Saturday, you know, I've called them out because when they're on it and when they're at it, you know, you see what a handful they are. Cal, he must be, when he's on his game, he must be a centre-half's nightmare, because he doesn't lose many headers. He leaps so well, he hangs in the air so well, and he's selfless when he's working at it. That's where the goal came from, you know. But Enoch's got that in him. He had a couple of efforts earlier on, one with his left foot which fizzed just wide, but he didn't have, you know, he nearly took the net off with his finish. It's a great finish, but we should have had a couple more, to be honest. Certainly one where Dante's gone through. I don't know what's happened, but obviously he's disappointed. I thought he was going to go down because he rode the challenge, and it could have been a pen, but obviously he's took the shot on and missed. But like I say, it's a great win. At one point it felt like I forgot what it was like, I'll be honest with you. It's been tough, I'm not going to lie, but it's also, I know it's been tough for everyone. It's been tough for the fans watching it and watching defeats and going home miserable. But we need to build on it. You know, it's one win in a long time, and we need to build on it, because there's no point in getting all up for a game on the back of disappointment on Saturday to fall back into that trap. You know, we know we're still short of numbers, still short of bodies, and we'll keep working on it. But when the side puts you shifting like that, you know, Morgan's first start, I thought he'd done great. Jay Harris was superb, took a knock at half time, he was everywhere and in the wars. But the back three as well, you know, again, Saturday, I just said to them in there, I couldn't pick anyone who was close to being anywhere near, you know, average. But tonight, you know, you could have picked a handful who could have got man of the match. So, you know, that's the benchmark, and that's what it's got to be about.
Liam Isherwood played his first game. Obviously got a clean sheet as well. How big was it to finally get him in goal? Because of course you work all summer to have him in goal, and then you've been missing him for the first 3 games.
Well, it's seemingly been that way, hasn't it? You know, you lose your keeper, you lose your main, or one of your main centre halves who you brought in, and all of a sudden you're chasing it, trying to sign players, you know, either on the eve of the season or, you know, within 1 game of the season. And but it was important for Liam tonight to come in. I thought he looked assured in everything he did. I think one he spilt, moved a little bit, he said, but you know, we'll give him that one. But you know, to come in first game and keep a clean sheet on the back of a win was brilliant for him, but brilliant for everyone as well, brilliant for the team.
And what about Patrick Gamble as well? He's not even trained with you yet. He's played 2 matches. He's had the game on Saturday, and then, you know, a first taste of playing here at home, and he's done well.
Yeah, Pat I thought he was immense tonight, to be honest. First half, I thought he was outstanding, and second half, I thought the 3 of them really stood strong. You know, they changed. They basically changed the front 3 and went for it again. Then they stuck the big left back up, and we handled everything. I think there was, as I say, that one chance they had. I think Jay Harris has got a block to it after Liam spilt it, but other than that, you know, Liam's took crosses and he's had things you'd expect him to make, and you know, a real good team performance.
Do you think, obviously strikers thrive on goals, don't they, and that was a fantastic finish from Enoch there. Are you hopeful that'll sort of kick him on now, because you've alluded to it before that he is a threat when he's in form at this level?
Yeah, as I say, they both are, and you've seen Dante come on and work a chance for himself, you know, wriggle through and get chances, and sometimes that's what it's about. Sometimes it's, you know, I felt we put a lot of crosses into the box, certainly in the first half. I thought we put a lot of balls into the box and we were unlucky. To be fair to them, their centre-halves headed a couple which he had to. I think there was one Morgs put in, and if he doesn't get a touch on it, Enoch's there to nod it on. You know, and it was about asking questions tonight. It was about answering questions as well, because obviously me more than most will get the stick, and rightly deserved, on the back of the run we've had. You know, and the start of the season, if you like, especially after Saturday, because that was a real low. But you know, I keep saying, you just got to stick. We've all got to stick together. You know, we won't. Nothing's ever won or lost in August, and we've just got to maintain that. We'll get better as the season goes on. We'll get better as more we train and play together, like you've just alluded to with Pat. And you know, we'll add to it when we can with the right players. Is what we always do. But you know, it's important to win, but it's important as well to back it up.
Yeah. Obviously, you've got a less hectic bank holiday weekend than than most of the other teams have, because it's your bye game on Saturday before the game on Monday. What do things look like between now and then? Are you hopeful of maybe having anybody back?
Back, Tweed should be back, although tonight was probably too soon. I'm hoping he might be able to train on Saturday, because we'll train Thursday and we'll train Saturday. We'll be able to take a couple of games, and obviously we can go and watch Leigh at Prescott Friday, and then I'll look at the fixtures and take another one in on Saturday. But we'll train early Saturday, and we'll be right. We need to keep pushing it. We need to, you know, irrelevant to the squad being tight and low, we've got to keep pushing it. We've got to keep working on things, and we've got to make sure that, you know, whoever's on the pitch is ready for what's needed. You know, that tonight's a tough game. They're not a bad side, them, and you can see why they've won. You know, a couple of games in the opening three. You know, they've got some good players. You can see that. You can see that they've been together, and that's a big win, not just because of the way things are, but it's a big win against a good team.
Absolutely. We saw longer term ones, Evan Gumbs and Elliot Morris doing a little bit of running before the game. I know Elliot might be a fair bit off, but is Evan anywhere close, do you think? Yeah,
he keeps getting to a point, and then he's just feeling it a little bit, but he's doing everything apart from one sort of movement. So he's going to go and get a little bit of shockwave therapy on that in the next week, and he's said himself he's hopeful to be back involved in the next fortnight. But I'm not putting pressure on him. He's been out since Christmas anyway, so if he's back in 2 weeks or he's back in 4 weeks, you know, we know he's on the mend, we know he's recovering. Josh is a worry. Josh is back in hospital for the second time now. So, you know, I'll try and go and see him tomorrow, but this infection's come back and it's not good. It's not good.